Welcome back, and in this video I will show you how to work with 3D view and how to work with renderings. So we'll have a bit of fun in here. So I have this project of a hotel in the city center, uh, and I want to do some 3D views. So I'll basically play around with this tool. I already have some stuff, I think, written in here. I have, let's see, a default 3D view. I think this is the default 3D view, this isometric view. Then we have a camera. This camera is usually placed on a level. Think, let's say I place it on here in 3D, but I don't know if it will work because usually it works if you place something in L1. For example, I have 3D view, camera, and I place my camera. Let's say I place it something like here. I want to see the facade. Okay, now it opens a new window and now I can see my building. That's one way to work. Okay, so I have the building, I have the neighbors as well. Uh, Now, if I deselect this window, it doesn't show these bullet points. Let's say it is just black and not blue. If I go to L1, I no longer see the camera, so that would require me to go to 3D4, to 3D4, and I will select this blue, let's say, extends visibility extends of the page, and that will allow me to see the camera. When I click the camera, I can move it, and let's say I want to place it, let's say we have a frontal view. Now if I want to set where do I focus the camera towards to, I have this red point. This red point can be, let's say, directed towards the door, for example. The range visibility can be set here. You have this great triangle and you have this bullet point on the, let's say, on the midpoint of this great line, and that will allow you to see more or less depending on what you want. Of course, I will set to be, let's say, this long to capture as much as I can. So I go to 3D view 4, and now you can see that I have my, let's say, frontal perspective, which looks pretty good. Detail level, let's say I put fine. Let me see, nothing that changed. Visibility graphics, this is a useful view. You can set how does a line get perceived. So for example, I have columns. Maybe I want to do some let's say Photoshop like kind of, I don't know, drawings, and maybe let's say I want to do them very graphically. Oh, this is ceiling, sorry. I wanted to do some, let's say, columns or walls. Let's say I go to walls. So I want to do them solid and blue. It is weird, but it's just for let's say displaying purposes. So now you can see that I have my walls blue. It's a bit weird, but you can do some sort of graphic override, for example. That's a pretty neat aspect. I'll do Ctrl Z because I don't care as for now. Graphic display option. So you have several styles. You firstly have hidden line, when shaded. Yeah. You have shaded. You can, yeah, let me see. Oh, it can be transparent. I think this is one. Okay, interesting. I think that might explain some sort of Stein error. If I have everything shaded and transparency. Let me check. This is a curiosity. I had many more, let's say, 3D views. Let's see in my project. So this is a view, And let's see if I have that error. No. Weird. No, it actually doesn't. Now I had a problem and I created a new view to solve that, because technically the wall or the slab is covered, but I still see their wireframe, even though they technically aren't visible, which is kind of a weird thing. Um, so so far I haven't found quite a reasonable solution for that. I guess it's a bug. The only solution that I could find was to create a completely new view, and that would have completely new settings, and that would solve my problem. And I left this view as is. Okay, I'll come back to, let's see, 3D view 4. So I have this. I have graphic display options. It has shady consistent colors. Let's see. Okay, textures apply. Let's see. Yeah, it added for the asphalt. I'll keep it to consistent colors. Apply shadows. Cast. Let's see. Cast shadows. Okay. Show ambient shadows. Okay. What? Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Sketchy lines. Enables it. Sketchy lines. Let's see if I can get it to have sketchy lines. Yes, actually. Okay. Let's see. Let's do it more schematic. Okay. Interesting. I'm not that interesting actually. Lighting. Um, Exterior sun session lighting, sun ambient light. Okay, this is like for rendering. Yeah, so we come back to the solar study aspects. If you watch the tutorial with solar study, you can have a look and see how these work. Okay, realistic. Okay, you can check background. Background get check none or to have something. So basically I went through all the settings. Discipline, architecture, structure, blah blah blah. I keep it as architecture. Default analysis, display style, color legend. It doesn't display something here. Some path I already told about. You crop region visit, far clip upstream, far clip offset. I told you about that. That triangle and that. Okay. Scope box down because I want to be able to grab those margins. Okay. Rendering settings. Here we have some rendering tracks in settings. You can set it to draft, medium, high, best, or whatever. Sun exterior only. Okay. Okay, sky, a few clouds. Okay, adjust exposure. Okay, and how would such render look like? Okay, for the moment it doesn't show anything. Okay, phasing show all, no construction. Okay, so basically this is it about most of the settings for the uh, tools that I presented you. Okay, so what else do we have? So we tried all sorts of properties for 3D view. One of the most important ones I almost forget. Projection modes is other orthographic. I think that make it somehow isometric. Yes, as I showed here. Or I keep it perspective. And I have eye elevation and target elevation. It's set all right. Let's say I want to have 5 meters by 5 meters, for example. I want to see from the second story, and yeah, so now I'm at the first story, sorry, and I can watch over the river, and that's great. So I can also, let's say, watch downwards, and I watch something like this and it changes my perspective. So yeah, and I can see now the river and the river bank and also the hotel. So this is good. Now this thing can be rendered, I guess, and let's see what we can render. Render screen. Okay, we have an option screen. Exterior sun only, sky few clouds. Adjust exposure, okay. Uh, let's see, adjust. Okay. And I then press the button render, and that should be making me the render itself. Let's see how it goes. Oh, okay, it shows some sort of concrete texture. That's weird. Yeah, I made a rendering. It's in draft settings, so you can see that it is very pixelated. If you want to increase the resolution, have medium or high or whatever, and this will take a lot more. Adjust exposure. Now that we did a picture, we can. Oh, so now that we have this setting, we can adjust some things. Okay, I can export this image. Okay, and I can also display the model. Okay, so I basically did my renderings and I'm pretty satisfied. Oh, I have rendering clouds, so if I on the next select video views and select, okay, this is interesting. I don't know if I actually have available this kind of cloud credit requires 0 max per request, 16 available unlimited. 3D view, 3D view wall, still image, render quality standard, medium, exposure advanced. Okay, maybe start. And now I think I send it to a cloud renderer. Continue. Okay, and we'll do it in the background. Okay, and now I have the twin motion, open in twin motion. I'm not sure if I have the twin motion yet again to open it. Let's check. Twin motion. Okay, I have some folders but not sure. Let's go to Epic Games and maybe we'll see if we have twin motion. I had it for a while when I uninstalled it because of space constraints. Okay, if you can't open directly and do it some sort of some auto sync or I don't know some yeah, so bidirectional associativity with the program that you render with, especially Lumion or Twinmotion, yeah, you better export to a datasmith file. And this datasmith file can also be used for Unreal Engine, and this brings more let's say customizability. Okay, so I guess I have to wait some stuff. So I think it will basically export my 3D model. So I think this is it. You just play around with these tools from rendering section and just play around. Thank you for joining the tutorial and see you in the next one.